Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome. Excuse my nails. I haven't gotten a chance to repaint them. I've been so preoccupied these days, but hopefully I can give myself some self-care. Anyway, today, as you can see, I am going to be showing and telling the books I bought from Dollar Tree. I have about at least like 10 of them. I've been buying them like crazy. Like every time I go into Dollar Tree, I can't help but to go to the book selection. I actually don't know if the selection is very good or not. I've only recently got into the book world again, and um I haven't actually gotten around to reading these books yet, so they could be complete trash. That's why they're in the dollar store. Sorry, my dog's scratching on my door. 1 second. Sorry about that. Or they could be good, and they're in the dollar store for some other reason. I don't know, but I decided to give them a try because I really books are expensive. That's one thing I've noticed since getting back into reading, and I really don't have like $15 and $20 to drop on a single book at the moment. But um, even though I love my Kindle, and I do have Kindle Unlimited as of now, sometimes I'm in the mood to read a physical book. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love my Kindle. It makes reading so much easier for me. I read so much faster. I've always been a fast reader, but it's something about the Kindle where I just speed through the book. But I don't know, sometimes I feel a bit old fashioned and just want to go the traditional route, I guess. So I wanted to get myself a few more, like a couple of physical books, and Dollar Tree was the perfect spot for that. So yeah, I've been trying, like I said in my Kindle unboxing video, and if it wasn't obvious enough, I'm trying to get back into reading. I used to read a lot as a kid, but that kind of fell off over time for various reasons. But I've been on a journey to like heal my inner child, so for some reason I just had this urge to start reading. It was totally random, like honestly, like one day I just woke up and was like, I think I want a Kindle, and I bought one like not but a few days later, and it like when I tell you it was random, it was completely random because mind you, I had not thought about a Kindle. I had not, like, the last time I even came into physical contact with the Kindle was when I was like 9 years old at my best friend's house. She was the first person who had a Kindle, and that was the first and only Kindle I had seen, and that was like when I was 9, so like I may have even been a bit younger, maybe 8, I don't know, but that was like back in like I want to say 2012, I'm not sure. So, I can't do the math right now. But, um, so yeah, it was just like totally random to just be like, I want a Kindle. Like, I had never had any experience with Kindle. I never even cared or heard about Kindle. Well, I've heard about Kindle, but I mean, like, I didn't like it's like it wasn't like being recommended to me on social media. Like it was just a completely random and abrupt desire of mine. And so I bought a Kindle and I didn't know what to expect, obviously. And yeah, like cuz I was just like I want to get back into reading. Like this Kindle has ignited a spark in me. So, I think the spark kind of came a few months ago when I started taking my sister tutoring at the library, and I guess I got some nostalgia and missed the library vibe because I used to go to the library all the time as a kid. My mom would take me all the time, or my dad would say. Sorry about that. My dog, he just keeps scratching at my door. He can't stand closed doors, so I let him in. So if you hear any movement, it's probably him moving beneath me. But anyway, I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, my mom used to take me to the library all the time, and it was one of my most favorite things to do. I loved going to the library at school. I mean, I was a really big reader as a kid, so yeah. But anyway, enough of my rambling. Let's go ahead and get started with the show and tell. Okay. So, the first book. I actually did not get this from Dollar Tree, but I I figured I'd show it anyway. I got this from my library. It was they were giving away free books, and this one had piqued my eye. Um, for some reason, my library gives away free books. I don't know if they're trying to get rid of books or what, but this book looks pretty brand new. Like it's got a few scratches, but that's from me. This book looked really good, so I'm not sure if this is just a book they didn't want to keep or like I don't know, but anyway, it's called Beneath a Scarlet Sky, a novel by Mark Sullivan. Mark Sullivan? Sullivan? #1 Amazon charts bestseller. Oh, there's my bookmark. In World War II, Italy, love was worth spying for. Based on the true story of a forgotten hero, Beneath the Scarlet Sky is the triumphant epic tale of one young man's incredible courage and resilience during one of history's darkest hours. Pino Lela wants nothing to do with the war or the Nazis. He's a normal Italian teenager obsessed with music, food, and girls. But his days of innocence are numbered when his family home in Milan is destroyed by Allied bombs. Pino joins an underground railroad, helping Jews escape over the Alps, and falls for Anna, a beautiful widow 6 years his senior. In an attempt to protect him, Pino's parents force him to enlist as a German soldier, a move they think will keep him out of combat. But after Pino is injured, he is recruited at the tender age of 18 to become the personal driver for Adolf Hitler's left hand in Italy, General Hans Leyers, one of the Third Reich's most mysterious and powerful commanders. Now, with the opportunity to spy for the Allies inside the German High Command, Pino endures the horrors of the war and the Nazi occupation. By fighting in secret, his courage bolstered by his love for Anna and for the life he dreams they will one day share. Yeah, so this book seems promising. I cannot wait to read it. One second. All Alright, so I'm back. It's actually the following day. um, when I first was recording, it was the 4th of July, and if you could hear in like a few seconds ago in the video, um, I was getting a phone call, and that was my mom calling me, telling me to come cook the 4th of July dinner. So yeah, that took all of my time. So I'm filming the next day. Anyway, as I was saying, I look forward to this book, and I didn't realize that it was based on a true story, so that's even better. So, yeah, it's a pretty big book. Um, Looks like it's over 500 pages, but you know, I prefer shorter stories, but that's only because my attention span is kind of um bad at the moment, and I like to get to the meat rather quickly, but I want to overcome that. So I don't mind reading a longer book. Hopefully, I can read books that are 1,000 pages one day. But anyway, yeah, let's put that to the side and move on to the next one. Okay, so this book looks pretty beat up. Well, not that bad, but it's obviously not fresh and new. This book I actually bought a few years ago from the dollar store. This was one of the first like book books that wasn't like a coloring book that I bought from the dollar store. And I bought this, I think maybe my senior or junior year of high school. And it was obviously the cover that caught my eye. I mean, this looks really good. I really don't know why I bought this. Like, at the time, I wasn't reading or anything like that, but I really do just think it was the cover that caught my eye. But it's called Always Too Much and Never Enough by Jasmine Singer, a memoir. This memoir will transform you. Pick it up and let the journey begin. Kathy Freston, New York Times best-selling author. So yeah, um, I actually did begin reading this book. I was about halfway through. I remember at the time it was kind of confusing for me because I don't want to say anything incorrect about this book, but I think like the reason why it was confusing for me was because it was as if like she was recalling memories, but I don't remember. I can't exactly remember. But I didn't realize that this book was a memoir. I don't know how to say memoir. I don't know, guys. But I didn't realize it was like one of those. So when I was reading this, I was thinking this was like a fiction. So maybe that's where my confusion came from. So I'm definitely going to reread this again with a new perspective because I remember just being so confused. And this was an adult novel, which I didn't realize that at the time. So when it was like all these mature themes in there, it like had totally caught me off guard. It wasn't like smut or anything like that, but I guess I was expecting for this to be a more childish book. And so yeah, I never finished reading this, but I'm going to read it eventually and see how I like it now because like I said, I bought this like either junior or senior year of high school, and so I was like 16, 17, and like I'm 21 now, so maybe I'll look at this differently. But anyway, one woman's journey to find herself through juicing, veganism, and love. As she went from fat to thin and from feeding her emotions to feeding her soul. That sounds like something I can relate to. Sorry to say, but from the extra pounds and unrelenting bullies that left her eating lunch alone in a bathroom stall at school, to the low self esteem that left her both physically and emotionally vulnerable to abuse, Jasmine Singer's struggles with weight defined her life. Most people think there's no such thing as a fat vegan. Most people don't realize that deep fried tofu tastes amazing and that Oreos are in fact vegan. Okay, now that I read what this book is about, I know exactly why I bought this. Um, this is very similar to a lot of what I was going through during that time and what I'm sort of going through now. Um, I grew up vegetarian, and you would think like people often think like, even though it's literally vegetarian and not vegan, but people would think, oh, you guys only eat salads, you only eat this. And like literally, whenever we would go out to a restaurant, like my family and I, and we would be like, do you guys have anything vegetarian on the menu? They would recommend a salad. And even though there would be like spaghetti, macaroni and cheese, there would be all sorts of vegetarian things on the menu when we actually started looking at it, but for some reason they only recommended a salad. And it's like, I agree with Jasmine. People don't realize how much things are vegetarian or vegan that are unhealthy and fattening. So yeah, I know now that I read this, I know exactly why I bought this book. Anyway, back to the description. So, even after Jasmine embraced a vegan lifestyle, having discovered her passion in advocating for the rights of animals, she defied any skinny vegan stereotypes by getting even heavier. Oh my. More importantly, she realized that her compassion for animals didn't extend to her own body and that her low self esteem was affecting her health. She needed a change. By committing to monthly juice fasts and a diet of whole, unprocessed foods, Jasmine lost almost 100 pounds. She gained an understanding of her destructive relationship with food and finally realized what it means to be truly full. Told with humble humor and heartbreaking honesty, this is Jasmine's story of how she went from finding solace in a box of cheese crackers to finding peace within herself. Yeah, so, and this book was $16 in the US and $21 in Canada. But obviously, I got it for a dollar. And yeah, this was before Dollar Tree made it $1.25. So I bought this book for a dollar. But yeah, I actually am kind of excited to reread this. I think now with everything that I've experienced and I've grown a lot, and considering the fact why I bought this book initially, I think it will be relatable to me because yeah, I've struggled a lot with eating healthy and like weight and using food as a coping mechanism and stuff like that. So yeah. Anyway. Oh, I think there's a picture of her. Oh, here she is. She's pretty. And oh, she's obviously, she did really lose a lot of weight. So, wow. She looks good. And this book doesn't seem to be very long. At least, well, it's 340 pages, but that's, it looks like it's technically 332. It's 340 if you want to read the acknowledgments. So, yeah, I cannot wait to read this once again and finish completely. Anyway, on to the next book that I bought from Dollar Tree. It's called Flowers of Darkness, a novel by Tatiana DeRosnay, New York Times bestselling author of Sarah Keys. I feel like every book and everything always is New York Times bestselling. I wonder what are the requirements to become a best-selling book, because surely there can only be one best-selling book. So I don't know, like, what is there, like, categories or what? I don't know. Anyway, let me show you the back of the book. There's the spine of the book and the back of the book, and it has some reviews. Um, yeah, this is a fiction book. Anyway, so this was $27.99 in America and $37.99 in Canada, but I got it for $1.25. Lively, engaging, and captivating, Madame Figaro. In a near future Paris, author Clarissa Katsev is struggling to write her next book. She's just snagged a brand new artist residency in an ultra modern apartment with the view, a dream for any novelist in search of Trent. Wait, what? sorry, guys. Let's rewind that. She just snagged a brand new artist residency in an ultra modern apartment with the view, a dream for any novelist in search of tranquility. But since moving in, Clarissa has had the feeling of being watched. Is there a reason to be paranoid, or is her distraction and discomfort the result of her husband's shocking recent betrayal? Or is it that her beloved Paris lies altered outside her windows? A city that will never be quite the same, a city with a terrible scar at its center. Stuck inside the midst of a sweltering heat wave, Clarissa enlists her beloved granddaughter in her investigation of the mysterious. Oh, so Clarissa's older. I'm not. I. Hold on, guys. My family is talking. Oh, I'm so sorry for all these distractions. I swear, trying to be an ASMR artist in a loud house is crazy. But anyway, and guys, sorry about my if I'm like making a bunch of mistakes and stumbling over my words. I'm not used to speaking quietly. Like I said, I live in a loud house, and also I'm kind of like thirsty, so sorry about that. But anyway, also one more thing is I'm not used to reading out loud. I am a big head reader. Like I read in my head everything. I don't really read out loud like ever. But anyway, um, okay, yeah, like I was saying, it appears that Clarissa is older considering she has a granddaughter, and I sort of appreciate that because most like main characters or uh the the subject of the book are like younger, and I think there's a lot to explore with an older protagonist or whatever. But anyway, Clarissa enlists her beloved granddaughter in her investigation of the mysterious high tech building, even as she finds herself drawn back into the orbit of her first husband, the one who knows her most intimately, who shares the past grief that she has never quite overcome. In Flowers of Darkness, DeRosnay stays true to her favorite themes, the imprint of place, the weight of secrets, weaving an intrigue of thrilling suspense and emotional power. Okay, so yeah. I really don't know why I bought this one. I can't remember my thought process when buying this one. I think it was because of the fact that she could possibly be getting stalked is what captivated my attention. I do like stalker stories, even though I feel like lately just for me getting back into like the book world and like I've been experiencing book talk. I feel like the stalker category, the obsessive lover category, possessive lover category, it's very it's gotten out of hand and it's very saturated and it's kind of turning me off from this subject because that's a big problem I've noticed in the book community is like smut and dark romance and like straight up assault being fantasized, like being romanticized is the word I meant to say. Romanticized. And it's like it started getting on my nerves, like really bad. Because I just want to read a good book, a good romance book, because I do like romance stories that isn't inflicting trauma onto me. Like, I don't know, but um I this seemed like a mystery book and it had a subject that I do like. So maybe that's why I got it. I don't know, but we'll only find out when I read it. It also seems like a short read. Oh, there she is. Oh, she's very pretty. I like her hair. I think people should embrace their graying hair. I really think gray hair is a beautiful thing. But yeah, let's see how many pages are in here. Oh, it's only got one page of acknowledgement. So this is shorter. It's 242 pages. So that's a good thing. I might read this one sooner than later then, since it's so short. But anyway, moving on. Another book. Well, all of these books I got from the dollar store, so I don't know why I keep saying that, but anyway, it's called Where the World Ends by Geraldine. Ger- I'm so sorry. I don't know. Geraldine McCaughrean. I do not know how to say her name. Um, or his or her name. I don't know. But anyway, harshly beautiful and unsettling, deeply original historic novel. Okay. This one, the reason why this one caught my eye was mainly the cover. I really like the cover. I will buy a book simply because of the cover. Not really, but I can appreciate a good cover. And wow, this I didn't even notice this. This is beautiful. Oh, I know why I bought this book. But let's look at the back first. Very pretty. It's got the reviews and yeah. So there's no picture, but oh, it's a woman. Okay. Yep. All right. Every time a lad came fouling on the stacks, he went home less of a boy and more of a man. If he went home at all, that is. This book was $18.99 in America and $25.99 in Canada. Every summer, Quill and his friends are put ashore on a remote sea stack to hunt birds. But this summer, no one arrives to take them home. Oh, yes, I know why I bought this book. Surely nothing but the end of the world can explain why they've been abandoned, cold, starving, and clinging to life in the grip of a murderous ocean. How will they survive such a forsaken place of stone and sea? Geraldine McCaughrean's first young adult novel since the Michael L. Prince Award winning The White Darkness is an extraordinary story of fortitude, endurance, tragedy, and survival, set against an unforgettable backdrop of savage beauty. Yeah, so I bought this book because, well, it caught my interest because I want to know why they weren't picked up from the sea. Like, and I thought this was, I also like that it was an adult novel because, like I said, I want to read in it. I want to read adult novels. I'm trying to get back, well, not get back, but I'm trying to read adult novels because the last time I read religiously, I was reading obviously kids' books. And so I'm trying to look for adult novels that aren't literally, well, you know. So when I mentioned adult novel and the plot was actually pretty good, okay, yeah, I will give this one a try because I do love mystery books and I love survival books too. I just love mystery genre, survival genre. I like thrillers too, but I'm really picky with them because a lot of them um are not what I feel comfortable reading because for one, I'm a Christian and I don't want to be reading like a bunch of ghosts or like demons, stuff like that. But also, I don't want to read smut. I don't want to read any assault, and a lot of dark romance thriller books has those things. So yeah, but anyway, so I'm very picky with the sort of thriller I choose to read. And this one actually seems to have pictures. Wow. I am a sucker for picture books, but most adult novels don't have pictures. And it's only pictures when you see the chapters, but oh wait, I think I just saw a full picture. Maybe not. But yeah, let's see. How many pages does it have? Ooh, it has a glossary. Oh, it has Leviathan. Uh, yeah, this is piquing my interest. Wow, it has a description with the birds, like what sort of birds are in here. This is a beautiful book. This is, for $1.25, this is a really beautiful book. And it has three, wait, no, I think, okay, this is the afterword. It has, good brief. Okay, it looks like it has at least 300 pages, so a bit longer than the previous one we looked at, but still not that bad. I set that to the side. And the next one is called The Other Mother, a novel by Matthew Dix, author of 21 Truths About Love. So, yeah, this one I think is a thriller. I'm not sure. I would need to reread the synopsis, but I mean, it sounds like one. And like The Other Mother, it's giving Coraline. But let's look at the back. Oh, nothing interesting, just reviews. It was $26.99 in the US and $36.50 in Canada. Alright. The one he loves most is the one he knows least. Oh gosh, I have a lot of experience with that. Not personally, but let's just say, family problems. But anyway, 13-year-old Michael Parsons is dealing with a lot. His father's sudden death, his mother's new husband, Glenn, whom he loathes, his two younger siblings, whom he looks after more and more now that his mother works extra shifts. Wait a minute, guys, sorry, that's another thing. I'm a very fast reader, and sometimes I read fast, so fast that one, my brain kind of lags, doesn't catch up, and two, I ignore punctuations. I've always been a fast reader, like when in school when they would do those little um the teacher would like call you to the table and make you read. I was always the one that got scored the highest at being a fast reader. But I don't just read mindlessly, like I comprehend what's going on. It's just that I don't know, like I guess that's one of the reasons why I don't read out loud, because it comes off like this. But anyway, I'm so sorry. um yeah, so let's rewind a bit. 13-year-old Michael Parsons is dealing with a lot. His father's sudden death, his mother's new husband Glenn, whom he loathes, his two younger siblings, whom he looks after more and more now that his mother works extra shifts. And then one day, Michael wakes up and his mother is gone. In her place is an exact duplicate mother, the other mother. No one else seems to notice that his real mother is missing. His brother, his sister, and even Glenn act as if everything's normal. But Michael knows in his heart that this mother is not his, and he begins to panic. Big hearted and wise, the other mother is a coming of age story about a boy whose uniqueness poses unparalleled challenges, but also as he discovers, offers him a life of opportunity and wonder. Okay, that was worded a bit weird. Let me show you guys. It's at the bottom here. I don't know, maybe I'm just reading it wrong. Yeah, so this caught my eye, obviously, because it's a mystery and it seems like it's a thriller. And I really want to know, like, who is the other mother? Like, who is Michael just crazy, or is there seriously some doppelganger? So, yeah, I look forward to this book. I actually can't wait to read this book. I hope it's good. I hope it's not a disappointment. But, let's see, how many pages? Okay, it has 305 pages. Ooh, an even number. I appreciate that. Here is the author, Matthew Dix. Uh, oh my goodness, there's an ice cream truck outside. I haven't heard an ice cream truck in so long. Hold on, guys. My sister is yelling about the ice cream truck. All right, I'm back. I went and got me an ice cream sickle from the ice cream truck. Cookies and cream, but I'm kind of disappointed because they had majority Blue Bunny, and I really don't like Blue Bunny. But I got a cookies and cream Blue Bunny ice cream popsicle, so I haven't ate it yet because I'm fasting today. But I do hope that it's good despite it being Blue Bunny. Anyway, what we were saying. Matthew Dix is a writer, elementary school teacher, a columnist, and author of 5 previous novels, including Memoirs of an Imaginary Friend and 21 Truths About Love, as well as the nonfiction title Storyworthy, Engage, Teach, Persuade, and change your life through the powers of storytelling. His novels have been translated into more than 25 languages. I don't feel like reading the rest. I'm out of breath, guys. I just ran up my stairs, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this book. I'm really curious to know who the other mother is and why there's an other mother, because obviously, usually when a doppelganger comes to take your place, it's usually not a good thing. Something bad has happened to you. So, yeah. On to the next one. And this one, the cover is just chef's gifts. Amazing. I love it. It's so beautiful. It's called The Secret Talker, a novel by Geraldine. Yeah. And this one is textured, so it probably is going to make nice sounds. Let's see. Yeah, so alright, let's look at the back. Wow, the back is pretty too. But there's just, reviews, praises for Geraldine. Alright. And this one seems like it's going to be a short read. A woman reclaims her own story in this taut and wholly original psychological thriller from one of China's literary superstars. Hong Mei is the perfect Chinese wife, beautiful, diligent, passive. Glenn is the perfect American husband. What's up with these Glenn spouses? I feel like in The Other Mother, wasn't the boyfriend's name Glenn? I've always viewed Glenn as a girl's name, but I guess it's not. Anyway, Glenn is the perfect American husband, intelligent, caring, well off. From the outside, Hong Mei and Glenn's life in the San Francisco Bay Area seems perfect, but at home, their marriage is falling apart. Post-its left on the fridge are their primary form of communication. When Hong Mei receives a beguiling email from a secret admirer, naturally she's intrigued. But what starts out as a harmless flirting with an internet stranger quickly turns into an all-consuming emotional affair. As Hong Mei spills more and more about her dark past as a military intelligence officer in training in China, she falls deeper and deeper into a tense cat and mouse game. Desperate and self-destructive, she embarks on an investigation into her emailer's secret history, one that may tear her life and marriage apart forever. A domestic suspense turned on its head, the secret talker elegantly examines how repressed desire and simmering silence can upend even the most idyllic marriage. As Hong Mei pursues her stalker, her identity and agency come into question, and the chase curveballs into a captivating journey of self-actualization. Jilin Yang pierces the human psyche to reveal devastating and emotional truths, and an ending that will leave readers speechless. So this book in the US was $23.99, and in Canada it was $29.99. And yeah, so I chose this book because obviously it has two subjects that I like, thriller and stalker. And also, just like what had caught me off guard was the fact that is seemingly a traditional wife, but she has a past of being in the military. So I'm curious to know, how did she go from being in the military to a traditional wife who seems to like they seem to be having some old fashioned values. I don't know. I don't want to say old fashioned, but like I don't know. I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say. But yeah, this one definitely piqued my eye, not only because of the beautiful cover, but the plot just seemed really interesting. So let's see how many pages are in here. Oh, there's the author. She's pretty as well. Like it's like every author is beautiful. Okay, so 150 pages. This is a really short read. I think I could read this in a day. But considering how busy I've been, I could probably finish this in a week. Um, but yeah, I can't wait to read this one. I'm trying to decide, like, geez, which book do I want to read first? Like, I probably should start with the shortest, and so far this has been the shortest, but we've got a few more to go, so yeah. Oh, does this have any pictures? I doubt it, but let's see. Nope, no pictures. Alright, the next one. It's called Lake Life. David James Poissant. This one, uh, I I remember the plot a little bit. Obviously, while in the store, I read all of the plots, but I am pretty forgetful, so I think I remember this one a bit. And the reason why it caught my eye is because, well, it's a mystery. But let's just find out exactly what it is because I sure don't remember. Just more reviews. So in the US it was $26 and in Canada it was $35. A poignant beautiful debut novel, a remarkable moving depiction of a family on the brink. For years, the Starling family has gathered each summer at their North Carolina lake house. Here they swim and fish, stargaze and dance, laugh and love. Now the tradition is coming to an end as parents Richard and Lisa have decided to sell the treasured home and retire to Florida. Before the house is sold, the family will reunite for one last week at the lake, but what should be a bittersweet farewell takes a nightmarish turn when the family witness a tragedy that triggers a series of dramatic revelations among the Starlings. Alcoholism, infidelity, pregnancy, and a secret that Richard and Lisa have kept from their children for more than 30 years. As the weekend unfolds, relationships fray, bonds are tested, and the Starlings are forced to reckon with who they are and what they want from life. Chronicling this cathartic journey in luminous prose, David James Poissant establishes himself as one of contemporary fiction's most gifted writers. Suspenseful and shocking, heartwarming and humorous, Lake Life is a beguiling novel, a beautiful ode to the challenges and rewards of family. So yeah, like the plot sounds pretty good. I'm definitely curious to know what tragedy they witnessed. And yeah, so this was just an extra book I just decided to get. Um see the back. This is him. And let's see how many pages are in this. 290. So yeah, pretty short read. Um, yeah, I really don't have anything much to say about this book because one, I haven't read it yet, and it was just like something I decided to get because it didn't sound too bad, and I was just like, whatever, yeah, I'll add it to my collection. So yeah, anyway, moving on to the If I Disappear by Eliza Jane Brazier, a novel. A slick, smart thriller you do not want to miss. Samantha Downing, author of My Lovely Wife. So yeah, the cover is what caught my eye for this. It's unique, to say the least. And just more reviews. So yeah, let's open it up. It was $26 in the US and $35 in Canada. When her favorite true crime podcast. Sorry, guys. Let me get a sip of water. All right. When her favorite true crime podcast host goes missing, an adrift young woman sets out to investigate and plunges headfirst into the wild backcountry of Northern California in her own dangerous obsession. Sierra loves true crime podcasts. They give her a sense of control in a world where women just like her disappear daily. She's sure they are preparing her for something. So when Rachel, her favorite podcast host, goes missing, Sierra knows it's time to act. Rachel has always taught her to trust her instincts. To begin her search, Sierra follows the clues hidden in the episodes to an isolated ranch outside Rachel's small hometown. She's convinced her investigation will make Rachel so proud, but the more Sierra digs into this unfamiliar world, the more off things start to feel, because Rachel is not the first woman to vanish from the ranch, and she won't be the last. Rachel did try to warn her. So yeah, I just picked this one up because obviously it's thriller, it's a mystery, and I really want to know what's going on with Rachel. Like, is she a part of this? Is like, and I found it weird. Like, Sierra is a bit obsessive. Like, and I guess it kind of says that her own dangerous obsession up here. Like, it's not really normal to have such a strong desire to find your favorite influencer. Like, even if they do go missing, you're not gonna go and start trying to find them yourselves. You're just gonna hope and pray that the police do it. So clearly there's something more going on with Sierra mentally because yeah, her behavior is not normal. And I'm quite curious to know everything that's going on surrounding her and Rachel's disappearance. So this is the author Eliza Jane Brazier, and of course she's pretty. Like, what's up with these authors being so pretty? And how many pages are in here? I'm trying, like, whenever I look at the last page, I try like to stare directly at the bottom because I don't want any spoilers, like any last line spoilers. Okay, there's 293. So Lake Life, the one we just looked at, had 290. And this one has 293. So yeah, I'm quite curious to know, and I'm actually looking forward to reading this one a lot. Alright, on to the next. I feel like I've seen this one in Kindle Unlimited, but I'm not sure. A lot. That's the thing. That's another thing I appreciate so much about unique book covers because a lot of them tend to look the same, especially when you're like in a certain genre. I think like each genre has their own cliche book cover. Like, no offense to this author, but I've seen this sort of thing a million times. So I don't know, but if it's if it is in Kindle Unlimited, I would like that because when it gets nighttime and I still want to read, I can just switch to my Kindle. So yeah, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. I'll find that out later. But anyway, full of whiplash, twist, and dark family secrets, clever and chilling. Be advised to not trust anyone. Peter Swanson. The Secrets We Share by Edwin Hill. And this one actually is textured, like the words are popped up. So let's see. Anyway, let's open it up. Alright. It was $26 in the US and $35 in Canada. Two sisters, one long ago murder and a web of terrifying secrets collide in a gripping standalone thriller from acclaimed author Edwin Hill. At first glance, Natalie Kavanagh and Glenn. What is up with the name Glenn? Oh my goodness. We've had like what, 3 books where there's a character named Glenn in it? I don't know. I guess that's one of the top author popular names, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, at first glance, Natalie Kavanagh and Glenn Abbott hardly look like sisters. Even off duty, Natalie dresses like a Boston cop, preferring practical clothes and unfussy pinned up hair. Her younger sister, Glenn, seems tailor made for the spotlight, from her signature red mane to her camera ready smile. Glenn has spent years cultivating her brand through her baking blog, and with the publication of her new book, that hard work seems about to pay off. But her fans have no idea about the nightmare in Glenn and Natalie's past. 20 years ago, their father's body was discovered in the woods behind their house. A trauma like that doesn't fit with Glenn's public image. Yet maybe someone reading her blog does know something. There have been anonymous online messages, that vague yet ominous, hinting that she's being watched. And with unsettling coincidences hitting ever closer to home, both Glenn and Natalie soon have more pressing matters to worry about, especially when a dead body is found in an abandoned building. Natalie is starting to wonder how much Glenn really knows about the people closest to her, but are there also secrets Natalie has yet to uncover about those she herself trusts? For 2 decades, she's believed their father was murdered by their neighbor, with whom he was having an affair. But if those events are connected to what's happening now, maybe there's much more than Natalie doesn't know. About their father. Wait. Maybe there's much more that Natalie doesn't know. About their father, about their neighbors, about her friends. Maybe even about herself. But there are no secrets between the sisters. Are there? Yeah, so of course, another mystery. Obviously, you could tell what sort of books I like. This is the author, Edwin Hill, and yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry if I end my reading of the description on an awkward note. I mean, there's really not much you can say about the books when you haven't read it yet. But yeah, some nice book page sounds for you. Let's see how many pages are in here. 296. Jeez, it's like we're counting in threes. The two books we previously just seen was 290, 293, and then 296. Even though I think I'm skipping one. I don't know. But anyway, on to the next one. And this one is a bit different. This is a comedy book. Which is kind of funny because this is a comedy book and it's also a bit of a mystery too. But I just find it funny how Stephen King is like a horror author, like he writes horrors and stuff, yet he has a review for this book. It's really funny to me. I don't know. Um, and his review is Does for Consumerism what Catch 22 did for war, Stephen King. Processed Cheese, Stephen Wright, author of Meditations in Green and Going Native. So as you can see, the cover is pretty wacky. Yeah, that is really what caught my eye because I'm like, what? Processed cheese, what could this book possibly be about? But yeah, let's open it up. And the plot is really good. It's so good. This is the only one I remember. But anyway, it is $28 in the US and $35 in Canada. Turn out the TV news and treat yourself to Processed Cheese, Stephen Wright, who deserves to be a household name, takes the reader on a wild ride through the American unsaid. Wright's prose spins a unique candy floss, reminding us of the pleasures and high wire acts of the greats. Think Kurt Vonnegut, Tom Wolfe, Don DeLillo, on Dialer, the drug he invented in White Noise, and you've got Stephen Wright. Okay, yeah, so I know nothing about Stephen Wright because I do not even know who those people are that was just listed, but whatever. A bag of money drops out of the sky, literally, into the path of a cash-starved citizen named Graveyard. At least it's a you name. I was afraid it was going to say Glenn. He carries it home to his wife, Ambiance. Okay. So I actually, and I have no idea how, but I didn't pick this up in the store. Like these names have to be symbolic or something because Graveyard Ambiance. Yeah, I'm getting excited to read this book. Anyway, he carries it home to his wife Ambiance, and they embark on the adventures of their lives, finally able to have everything they've always deserved: cars, guns, games, jewels, clothes, not to mention adult luxury, travel, and time with friends and family. The only limits are their imagination and the hours in the day, and even those seem to be subject to their control. Of course, the bag's owner misses his money and will do whatever is necessary to get it back. And of course, for the bag's new owners, these riches change everything and nothing at all. Stephen Wright has woven out of the language, images, and stories of our wealth obsessed culture a darkly hilarious funhouse mirror drama that is both satire and serious as death. Processed cheese puts all the chips on the table, every bullet in the clip down to the last breathtaking moment. So yeah, basically it's about a guy, a bag of money falls out of the sky, and his life is changed forever. And I'm assuming this one's a comedy. Here's the author, Stephen Wright. Ew, he's a war veteran. Anyway, this seems like a big book, so I'm expecting at least 400 pages. 392. I was close. So yeah, this might be a book that I save for last. Like, I don't know, something funny and I don't know. Even though it caught my eye and I am interested about the plot. I don't know. I might just save this one for last, simply because I'm more interested in reading some of the others. And we only have 2 more books, so let me see which one do I want to do. Let's do, well, just the next one. We'll do it in order. Too Good to Be True, a novel by Carola Lovering, author of Tell Me Lies. Anyway. One love story, 2 marriages, 3 versions of the truth. Let's open it. Get ready for a wild, seductive ride. Sarah Shepard. Sky Starling is overjoyed when her boyfriend, Burke Michaels, proposes after a whirlwind courtship. Though Sky seems to have the world at her fingertips, she's smart, beautiful, and from a well-off family. She's also battled crippling OCD ever since her mother's death when she was 11, and her romantic relationships have suffered as a result. But now, Burke, handsome, older, and more emotionally mature than any man she's met before, says he wants her. Forever. Except Burke isn't who he claims to be. In interspersed letters to his therapist reveals the truth. He's happily married and using Sky for his own deceptive ends. In a third perspective, set 30 years earlier, a scrappy 17-year-old named Heather is determined to end things with Burke, a local bad boy, and make a better life for herself in New York City. But can her adolescent love stay firmly in her past, or will he find his way into her future? On a collision course she doesn't see coming, Sky throws herself into wedding planning as Burke's schemes grows ever more twisted. But of course, even the best laid plans can go astray, and just when you think you know where this story is going, you'll discover that there's more than one way to spin the truth. So yeah, this had caught my eye because it's gonna be told from 3 perspectives, I think, and that just tells me that this is maybe one of those books where you really don't know who to believe, and you're not gonna find out the true, honest truth until the end. And I kind of love books like that, so that's why I got this one. Anyway, let's see how many pages are in it. There's the author. Ooh, I love her hair. Very beautiful. Like, it looks healthy. Wow. Okay, so this one has 339 pages. Yeah, so I'm quite curious to know what um what was his name? Burke. He's obviously the antagonist of this story, and it appears that he's been an antagonist for a long time because he's supposedly older when he proposes to Skylar. But as we can see, when he was a teenager, he caught the attention of a 17-year-old girl. So why has he been a bad guy for so long? I'm quite curious to know that. But anyway, moving on. And last but not least, I think this one was one I was really excited about. And this may be one that I read first. Not very first, but I'm probably gonna read The Secret Talker, the one about the Chinese wife. I'm probably gonna read that one first because it's the shortest. But this one was another one that I was excited about in the store when I bought it. Intensely suspenseful legal thriller, Scott Tarot. A nearly normal family, M.T. Edvardsson. Let's see the back. And it's just reviews. Man, I'm starting to realize how much I appreciate covers that have interesting things on the back too. If I ever were to publish a book, I definitely would make the back just as interesting as the front. Anyway, it was $26.99 in America and $34.99 in Canada. A father's faith, a daughter's loyalty, a mother's ethics, the shocking murder accusations that test a nearly normal family. M.T. Edvardsson, A Nearly Normal Family, is a gripping psychological thriller that forces the reader to consider how far would you go to protect the ones you love. In the twisted narratives of love and murder, a horrific crime makes a seemingly normal family question everything they thought they knew about their life and one another. 18-year-old Stella Sandel stands accused of the brutal murder of a man almost 15 years her senior. She's an ordinary teenager from an upstanding local family. What reasons could she have had to know a shady businessman, let alone to kill him? Stella's father, a pastor, and mother, a criminal defense attorney, find their moral compasses tested as they defend their daughter while struggling to understand why she is a suspect. Told in an unusual three-part structure, A Nearly Normal Family asks the question, how well do you know your own children and how far would you go to protect them? So yeah, this is, I like this one. Obviously, it's a thriller, it's a mystery, and it's a psychological book, which I do love psychological books. I recently got done reading The Silent Patient, and maybe I'll do a ASMR like review on that. I don't know, but I enjoyed it. I did enjoy that book. I do feel like the ending fell a bit flat, but we'll talk about that later. Anyway, let's talk about this book. So yeah, I actually do not know if Stella killed the man. I mean, for some reason, I have a feeling that she did, and then the twist will be revealed at the end, but really, there's no telling. Let's see. Here's the author. I was not expecting him to look like this. For some reason, for some reason, I was expecting a woman, and I have no idea why. Even though, wait, I think they said him. They referred to him as him a few times. I don't know. But anyway. I want to see something. The Mother, Part 3. Okay, yeah, so this, in the description, it said it was told in 3 parts. So I wonder if each part is dedicated to the perspective of the daughter, the mother, and the father. But I don't see any other. Oh. There it is. Well, I just saw it, but it looks like we're going to be getting the father's part first. Which is quite interesting. You would think it would be the daughter's perspective first, but we're going to get the father's perspective first. And there seems to be a Bible verse. A man will be satisfied with good. By the fruit of his words and the deeds of a man's hand will return to him. Proverbs 12:14. I'm not a big fan of non-religious books putting Bible verses in their stories for a few reasons. I mean, it really just depends on how they did it. Because obviously, like I said, I'm Christian, and a lot of it is done in disrespectful ways. I recently just got done reading this book, and I'm not going to say the name of it because obviously I don't want to promote it, but let's just say I was tricked. It was a it turned out to be a very blasphemous book, and um it was not what I was expecting whatsoever from the title and just like the description. And I will say, I'm not going to completely dog on the book. It was good to an extent, but with the blasphemy and like, because the big reveal, you don't realize it's a blasphemy until the end, and you've already finished reading it. And the big reveal just kind of made it where I was like, what was the point of this other than to like be some blasphemous retelling of the Bible? That's basically what it was. It was a retelling of the Bible. Like it was like practically Bible fan fiction, as to speak. And so I'm kind of weary of books that use Bible verses because of that. But the father is a pastor, so I guess it kind of matches that his part would be opened with a Bible verse. And it's not always a bad thing when an author uses a Bible verse in their books, because the Bible has a lot of really cool quotes, and obviously authors use quotes in their stories to make it more impactful. But I'm just saying, after reading that one book, and like I'm talking about, the author had put full on like paragraphs and paragraphs of scripture into the book. And I didn't understand why she was doing that until like I got the plot twist, and then I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, so she's just making a mockery of the story. But yeah. Anyway, let's see how many pages are in here. 389, and I think I almost seen a spoiler, so I'm gonna close that very quickly because I don't want my brain to register anything. I want That's one of the things that I have a problem with. I really have a problem with spoiling books for myself because I do not like reading a book and it was bad and I didn't like it and I wasted my time. So I tend to have a habit of researching a book like extensively, and then of course obviously I end up accidentally spoiling it for myself, and that just takes away the experience. And so yeah, I'm gonna try to read these books cold turkey, like without any sort of research or anything. But that was another thing with that book I was just talking about, the one that was blasphemous. I went into it reading cold turkey. It was the first book that I really went into reading cold turkey without. I don't know why I'm saying cold turkey. Am I using the phrase cold turkey the right way? I don't know. It was the first book I went into reading without researching it excessively like I usually do. And so I think that's another reason why it just made me so angry, because like the first book I decide to like go in blindly turns out to be something I regret reading very deeply. And I feel like maybe it would probably be an enjoyable read for non-Christians. But for me, it was just really offensive. Yeah, because it is literally, and when I say literally, a retelling of the Bible. Like, it's like, why? Why? And when I go look at the reviews on Goodreads, it actually has 3 stars. So a lot of people even people who weren't religious thought, like, what was the point of the book? It was kind of silly and weird, and there was a lot of the ending. I mean, I don't know. I probably would have enjoyed it more in like high school or something when I wasn't as uh what's the word? Where I wasn't as dedicated to my faith or something. I don't know. Because I mean, like I said, it wasn't like bad, but it was, I don't know how to explain. And I wish I could say the name because then you guys could look it up and like understand more. But I don't want to promote that mess. So, yeah, so I'm quite, going back to this book, I'm quite interested. I just have a feeling that the daughter probably murdered the man, but because it just seems weird that she would be a suspect for absolutely no reason. Like, maybe she was, I don't want to say this, but like maybe the man was like a pedo or something, and they had some sort of romance, or maybe like she was getting, I don't know, like drugs or something. I don't know, like for some reason I just have a feeling the daughter murdered him, but I don't know. She could be completely innocent. Only we'll only find out one way, through reading. So yeah, that was the last book. Yeah, we got a lot. Let's see how many books were there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I bought 11 books from Dollar Tree, but I showed you guys 12 books in total. And I'm wondering if I should do an update video once I finish all these books. Obviously, that is going to be a while from now because I've just been busy and like I can't read 12 books and like it's probably going to take me a few months, maybe even a year. So we'll see. I've had a lot of life changes, like serious life changes going on. Unfortunately, they're not good, but um, yeah. So, what do you guys think? Leave your comments below. Which book was your favorite, and what do you think the plot may end with? And yeah. So I'm so sorry about the. Let me just put these right here. I'm so sorry about the constant interruptions and my stuttery reading. I'm stumbling all over the place. I'm so sorry. I really hope to improve with my ASMR, but like hence the name Pastime Tingles. I really just make ASMR like during my free time, during like, just to pass my time when I have nothing else to do. Um yeah. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're asleep, but if not, um I just want to say bye bye. Anyway, bye guys. Have a nice